Alhamdulillah kita dapat bersama-sama pada petang ini, dan Universiti Antarabangsa tentulah universiti agak terkenal. Saya ikuti dari dekat, tentu dari pengasasnya yang membantu mendirikan Said Mukhtar, Profesor Muhammad Yunus, sahabat baik saya. Jadi saya ikuti perkembangan dengan baik. So, my dear students, let me suggest a few points. I'm will be brief because I need to apologize initially for being a bit late. Not my usual practice, because I went for an audience with His Highness the Sultan, and we had lunch, and therefore we took some time off. I do apologize. Now, you are here as students at an important center of excellence, education, but there are some fundamental questions you may need to ask. Why are you here? Why is there a necessity to acquire knowledge? For what purpose? So these are fundamental questions I always urge my students and fellow students to ask and answer these questions with a strong sense of conscience and commitment. Why are we here? Because we want to assimilate knowledge. For what? Purely for utilitarian purposes of getting a profession? Yeah, nothing wrong. But there must be an intention, a commitment to have a strong love for knowledge. Sayyidina Ali bin Abi Talib used the phrase lazzatul ma'arifa, love for scholarship. You assimilate knowledge, yes, you love for scholarship. For what? Yes, the answer is for your own welfare, profession, to equip yourself to face the real world. The real world is not here. The real world is outside. All the challenges and difficulties. That is why we need to be clear that cultivating innovation, research, artificial intelligence, business studies is where you assimilate knowledge. The intention should be love for scholarship, so that knowledge is not just what you get in information. For those of you who are familiar with the literary contribution of the likes of T.S. Eliot, who would compare and differentiate between information that you have in abundance. You ChatGPT, you get Google, and you get whatever knowledge you want. But that is information. Not all information is knowledge. And to be able to decipher what is good and bad, what is adab, what is akhlaq, what give good values, then it has to be wisdom. So there are three categories of information, knowledge, and wisdom. Your intention should be not only the acquisition of knowledge, but to be able to be wise in making a decision. Now, wisdom comes from aqidah, from your conviction. Wisdom comes from adab and akhlaq and the correct values. And that's where I think this is a major challenge. So when they ask, what's the aim of education? Assimilate knowledge, yes, as much as possible. For what? To disseminate fundamental truth. And for that, you need to be wise and have wisdom. So it's a major challenge here in this university, Albukhary International University. They have done so much as a corporate player and the family, the commitment to give the best to our students. And I'm proud to say that we are hosting in Kedah a very significant international university that aims to contribute whatever we can from this country. That is the first question. Now, how do I defend this? In my dialogue with the students, I relate to them one of the, I should say, critical reviews of education in recent times. Professor Miller of Harvard, I'm sure Professor Saleh is familiar, is about excellence without a soul. I've encouraged students to understand why a key member of the Harvard faculty decided to write a strong critique of Harvard University. It is a center of excellence. It is one of the premier universities of the world. So it is an excellent center, a center of excellence. But what is lacking is the soul is absent. You have an important international center of excellence, the best brains collected there, the best professors and bright, energetic students, but completely, at least in general terms, soulless. There's poverty outside. It doesn't concern them. There is gross abuse and discrimination based on color. The blacks, the Hispanics are outside Boston. It does not concern those in the ivory tower called Harvard University. Why? Because university provide excellence in education, but not the wisdom to appreciate that there's more to knowledge than just understanding without passion, without ihsan, without rahmah. So you don't care about there's so much plundering, massive endemic corruption. Doesn't bother people. There is poverty in the midst of plenty. It doesn't concern you. There is gross abuse and discrimination against the blacks. It doesn't bother you. Why? Your focus is to assimilate as much knowledge so that you are qualified to be a great professional. You look too serious. Do you understand what I'm trying to drive at? Sure? Yes. So that is why I think universities like AIU is to me is important. Because from the beginning, from the start, it is established to provide opportunities, particularly for those who have been marginalized. The system, yes. But what is to my mind, brother, important is, or critical, is to imbibe with that sort of understanding and values. You see the world now, particularly in the Muslim world, or generally, general politics, what is lacking is a trust deficit. You don't believe anymore. People talk about struggle, about sacrifice, about contribution. Then you realize they have amassed wealth beyond their means. They don't set a good example. Yes, knowledge, yes, some level of competence, but no values. There's a trust deficit. You see in the multilateral system, they don't care about rule. We say in ASEAN, which I happen to chair this year, I was in Vietnam yesterday, we're talking about the cornerstone of progress, rule-based. Who cares about rules-based now? If you follow the rules, There will not be plundering and colonization, exploitation and dehumanization of Gaza and Palestine. So you have this complete dehumanization, degradation of the quality of men and women. So that is why it's a major challenge for the young. You must have that sense of conviction, the tenacity of purpose to say that you are studying, you have to have knowledge, you have to work hard, you have to read as much, you have to have a better understanding, better than your elders. For what? To affect change in your society, your country, and the international community. That is and must be our driving message. You are with me on this. You have a great task ahead. Because what do you see? Well, the Muslim world is helpless. You can bomb every day. You can kill as many children as you want. Not much difference. Why? Because we are poor. We do not focus on education, not on technology. We're bickering over petty issues. Don't look at the fundamentals. That's why if you ask me in the Madadi government, here, I say, whatever is being said, we use this power and the unity to focus on the economy, to focus on quality education, to bring back that sense of confidence and some form of confidence and power, economic power, social power. Otherwise, you can shout as much, nobody effectively cares. So, conclusion, that's why we say soft power. Utilize this opportunity to your best, your level best. Get the proper understanding, particularly as Muslims, because after all, what's the aim of education in Islam? In the hadith, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, "Addabani Rabbi fa ahsana ta'dibi." This inculcation of adab and values is still central. So, in this brief address, I just place my hope for the university. I've looked at the videos, but it is impressive. And thank you very much, Syed and the family and the foundation. It is an impressive investment. And the challenge is for you, my children, to give meaning and following this affect change. It takes a lot of hard work, patience, and wisdom. You return home, say my salams. Say Uncle Anwar, some salam to your family, your parents. But remember, the test is not excellence here. The test is excellence here with the commitment and the desire to affect change. May Allah bless us all and rejoice through the month of Ramadan in the spirit of لَعَلَّكُمْ تَتَّقُونَ. And may the Ramadan give us greater strength spiritually, in touch with spiritual enlightening, because there's the month that we are given the Quran, فَهُدًى لِلنَّاسِ وَبَيِّنَةٍ مِّنَ الْهُدَى وَالْفُرْقَانِ. And it is therefore my hope that you be the aswatul mukhtarah, the core that can continue this mission to affect change in your society and the Muslim world in particular. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.